Alrighty, it has been a long time, but we're finally back for a deck tech. It's been a while. I haven't had a computer that worked very well, so I kind of gave up. That's why I've been on a perpetual hiatus, as my Twitter handle says. But anyways, let's go straight to the deck tech. I didn't even name this deck. Really, it would be Sultai Shrines. And that would be because, well, mostly we have shrines. The first shrine, Sanctum of Tranquil Light. We're going to use this to tap creatures down, make sure that we can't be attacked or that our tokens are able to get in, because that's basically what we want to do. There's Goshen Tie of Boundless Vigor. We're going to give one of our two shrines, more than likely this one since it has Trample. We're going to give them the +1/+1 counters, and since we're planning on making it a large amount of shrines, we should be able to get a pretty big boy with Trample. And to the north is going to get us some of our snow lands, not that they really necessarily matter too much. So into the north for 1 and a green, search a library for a snow land card, put onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. So if we're drawing a whole bunch of lands, we'll use this if we have lands already on the battlefield, or we will just simply use this to grab our white sources, because really that's what we need for board wipes, and then for Sanctum of Tranquil Light. Path of the World Tree, everyone knows what this does. What we're using this for is to actually grab the blue, so the islands. Enter the North is really good for the white, blue, or white, green, more than likely white, green, and then we can use Path to the World Tree for the blue. We have a lot more ways to make green in the deck, so that's why it's going to be like that. Double Major for a green and a blue. Copy target creature spell you control, except it isn't a legendary if the spell is legendary. So we're going to use this for either Goshen Tie or the other one, which is the other Goshen Tie of Shared Purpose. So Double Major is going to allow us to copy those on the stack. And then, well, we'll have an extra copy. So this would mean that instead of making +1/+1 on 1, we can do +1/+1 on 2, and so on and so forth, as basically as many copies of this as we can get. Growth Spiral for blue and a green. Draw a card. You may play a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. So again, this is more for draw per se, but 1 draw for 2 isn't great. If we can get this out early enough, we can use it to make an extra land drop early, so on turn 2 we'll have the 3rd land drop. Sanctum of Fruitful Harvest for 2 and a green. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, add X mana of any one color, where X is the number of shrines you control. By the time we get this out, we should have 2 or 3 shrines, hopefully, because we have ways to copy them, and we have the cheap shrines. So once we get this part, then we should be able to cast the bigger shrines and or the board wipes if we need to. Also, Seagate Restoration, really good for this card. Goshen Tie of Shared Purpose, as I said, for 3 and a white. It has Vigilance. At the beginning of your end step, you may play 1. If you do, create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token for each shrine you control. So like I said, by the time we get this, we should have 2 or 3 shrines out. That means every turn we'll make 2 or 3 colorless spirit creatures. Yeah, they're 1/1s, but a giant 1/1 army can defeat your opponent. Haunted of Cleansing Fire, because this deck takes us a minute to get put together, we'll use it to gain life for 3 and a white. At the beginning of your upkeep, you gain 2 life for each shrine you control. So again, like I said, this is going to be used just simply so that way we can gain life as we wait to ramp into our bigger cards. Sanctum of Calm Waters is really just here because it's in the colors. I don't like using it because I have to discard and we don't have a way to get stuff back. Luris would be a great addition in this deck, probably, since we have lots of cards that are under the 2 CMC, and then Path of World Tree sacrifices itself. But at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you may draw X cards, where X is the number of shrines you control, if you do discard a card. So the other blue shrine is better than this one, but if we need to draw cards really badly and early enough, we'll go ahead and discard some cards. Spark Devil, this is my favorite card of the deck. Spark Devil is going to go on either Goshen Tie or of Boundless Vigor, or the one of Shared Purpose. And so now we make a copy, except it gets an additional +1/+1 counter on it if it's a creature. And what we'll do is we'll again use this on either Boundless Vigor to make our shrines bigger, or we're going to use it on Shared Purpose to make more tokens. Begin anew for white and white. Green, green, destroy all creatures, creature cards in your hand, perpetually get +1/+1. This is one of those arena only cards. I don't really like them, but it's a good board wipe, so I decided to just include it. What's the harm, you know? Basically, it'll do that. Hopefully we have one of the good shrines in our hand, one of the shrine creatures. Also, we can use it to make Spark Double a 1/1 in case we're not able to find one of the other shrines in time. Eureka Moment, another draw spell for 2, a green and a white. Not a